Pro-life mom damages marriage and relationship with daughter over abortion dispute. My 20-year-old daughter, Lily, is in her sophomore year of college at an Ivy League school out of state, where she got scholarships, financial aid, and got pregnant by her boyfriend, Matt, who she then discovered is cheating on her. She dumped him for cheating, and now said she plans to abort the baby she is 10 weeks pregnant with. And I am devastated because my husband and older daughter, Cara, 22, plan to help her do this despite my objections, that it is wrong of Lily to abort her baby out of inconvenience. I thought we were a Catholic family that, like all Mexican families, puts family above everything, but my husband in particular is doing the thing where he is justifying and rationalizing the abortion because it is Lily, and I don't want her life ruined. Lily said she deserves a better baby daddy and better situation if she has kids in the future, and got angry when I told her that the time for her to decide if she was willing to have him as the father of her child was before she had sex with him. But she got very mad when I saw that and told me it is not her fault she was lied to and cheated on. I don't disagree with that, but disliking that Matt cheated is not justifiable reason to murder a child. My husband said having the baby will ruin Lily's life. I said this doesn't have to. I told Lily what we can do is have her transfer here to a nearby state college, and I will drop down to part-time work to help while she continues school, and we will raise the baby together. She told me, no fucking way, because I'm not going to Arizona State where fucking anyone can get in instead of Ivy League, because there is a big difference in prestige, and I don't give up where I am going. I told her that actions have consequences, and Cara went off at me saying I sound like a crazy forced birther. Lily said she doesn't want to raise the child, and then I told her that she needs to take responsibility for having sex. She rolled her eyes at me, told me to join us in 2022 where people don't have to be moms until they want to, and I don't want to right now. I'm only 20. Lily wants to go to an Ivy League law school and then move to New York City, and a baby would totally fuck that up. I offered to totally adopt the baby and raise it for her. Just please don't murder it. And Lily said, I don't want to be pregnant with this fucking baby, and am getting rid of it. You need to accept that. And hasn't talked to me in 3 days. This is driving a huge wedge between both my husband and I, Cara and I, and Lily and I am at a loss what to do. Please pray for my family. I also don't know if I can stay in my marriage if my husband follows through with his promise to drive Lily back to her college, take her to get the abortion, and help her out for a few days while she recovers. Update 1. My husband and my oldest daughter, Cara, drove my pregnant 20-year daughter Lily back to college while I was at work yesterday, and they just informed me Lily had a surgical abortion today, and it went safely, and she is now recovering. My precious first grandbaby was murdered. My youngest 2 daughters, I have 4, and a son aged 12, found me sobbing. Andy, who is 16, said, it was the best thing for Lily. Whole Emma, who is 14, said, I don't think I could have an abortion personally, but it was Lily's body and her choice, Mom. You need to get over it. I haven't spoken to my son about it. I am so devastated that I basically have 4 daughters convinced by the world that it is okay to have consensual sex and then murder the children they create just so they can stay at a certain college, or because they don't want to get fat and covered in stretch marks and never, as Lily so horribly put it. I'm horrified how selfish my daughter has become, choosing baby murder over the temporary inconvenience of pregnancy, choosing an Ivy League school, and killing her baby over finishing college in Arizona, and giving life to the child she made through consensual sex. I'm heartbroken, and my husband aided and abetted her. I never wanted to be a divorcee, but I don't think I can stay in the relationship, and Andy and Emma have told me they want to live with Dad if I do, because I am being so backward and controlling. Please keep praying. I feel so lost. I feel like Jesus and the Virgin have forsaken me. Update 3. My second oldest daughter abandoned her faith and family values by aborting an unplanned pregnancy because she wanted to stay at her Ivy League instead, if coming back home to allow me to help her raise her sweet baby. She didn't want to be tied to her cheating ex-boyfriend, even though the decision they made to have sex was consensual. My husband aided and abetted her to get the abortion. Our relationship has been strained ever since, and he has started talking divorce because I'm an unsupportive mother for not wanting my grandchild murdered for my daughter's preference for New England to Arizona. My two oldest daughters have become huge pro-abort activists since the fall of Roe. The daughter who aborted went to the huge protest in New York City with a sign that said, "My abortion was the best choice I've ever made." She posted it on Instagram. She wrote in the comments that she was 20 and still in college and newly single, and her life would have been over if she was forced to have a baby. No mention of the fact she willingly took the risk of making that person. I replied to it, listing all the help I offered her, because she was painting herself like her life would be over, and she'd be living in a box with no money to feed her baby, if she had it. She deleted my comment and told me to watch it, or I will block you from my social media. I have been told both her and my oldest daughter have been making disgusting pro-Roe TikToks. I barred my youngest daughters from looking at their social media, but my husband overruled me. I am trying to raise my children in the faith, like we pledged to on our wedding day, and he doesn't care. All 4 of my daughters are pro-choice. I don't understand where I went so very wrong raising them. I did everything I could to teach them the value of life, faith, and family. I asked my daughter who aborted how she will explain this content to her children in the future, and she rolled her eyes and said she never want children because she'd rather travel, have a career, and have money, and children are annoying. And she doesn't want to end up like me, which broke my heart because I've dedicated my life to being a good Catholic and a good mother and doing the right things, and my children are all abandoning our family values. Update 4. My 21-year-old daughter should be cradling a bump right now as she prepares for the greatest thing a woman can do, motherhood. She should be putting the final touches on a nursery, getting excited to meet her greatest blessing. Maybe the baby would have come a little early, and she'd be on the couch right now, nursing her sweet, precious son or daughter and looking at them with love in her eyes. But my grandchild was murdered. My husband and her older sister took her for an abortion. I offered that she could move back home and we'd raise the child together, but she refused because she wanted to stay at her Ivy League college and didn't want to be a mom. I offered to adopt and raise my precious grandchild. She refused because she is so selfish she didn't want to be pregnant and ruin her body. It breaks my heart how selfish she is. It is hard to look at her and her sister, who have become radical pro-abort activists. Their sisters are following in their footsteps, and I hate the way the world has turned against family and faith. There is nothing good about society's new direction. I wonder so often if I'd have had a sweet granddaughter who'd have her own quince one day, or whether I'd have had a lovely little boy who liked football. I'd have made sure they knew the Lord, and I'd have done anything for them, the way you do for family, until my daughter forgot that faith and family are what life is all about. Please pray my daughters see the errors of their ways. Please pray my son, 13, doesn't end up like his sisters and grows up to be a man of faith who raises a godly family one day. Please pray for the soul of my grandchild. Please pray to end abortion and the murdering of our precious children. Update 5. My family has been ripped apart as they have abandoned our faith and values. My daughter, who I will call Lily, became pregnant while studying at her university in the Northeast. She learned this while at home for the holidays, having broke up with her boyfriend because he cheated on her. She decided to abort for selfish reasons, wanting to remain at her Ivy League school, not wanting superficial changes to her body, wanting to punish her ex, and not thinking he was good enough to father her child, when that is a decision to make before having sex, not wanting to transfer to the local Arizona State University because she prefers Yale, not wanting to give up moving to New York after graduation, and frivolous things like travel. I'm devastated at my husband for supporting Lily's selfishness. On our wedding day, we pledged to be people of faith and family, and he has broken that. My daughters are all pro-aborts, the oldest 2 activists. My heart breaking. I've prayed for the Lord to call them back to their faith, and it is not happening. My daughter acts like a child would have ruined her life, and not been her greatest blessing. The baby would have been due around now. I cry thinking about how she should be cradling a bump, finishing up a nursery, maybe even already nursing her sweet son or daughter if they came a little early. Instead, she thinks the most beautiful calling for a woman is ruining your life. And I am so heartbroken my grandchild was murdered in the bomb. I will love and miss them forever. Now my husband wants to divorce. I reminded him we are Catholic and do not do that, but he wishes to proceed. I'm so lost. Please pray for me.